Welcome to PCA 2025. I'm here with Les Mann from Coles of London, ST Dupont.
Correct.
Give us a little history about ST Dupont. I gotta say, it's one of my favorite brands. As far as accessory, I love the luxury brands, and you know what? It's good to have at least one Dupont in your collection. I have a few. I love it. Please, let's go talk about the history of Dupont and where we're at today with
Sure,
Dupont.
I'm sure after you tour the booth, there's going to be more than a few that are.
Oh, I've already done it, but
they're in your collection. So we're an old brand. We're about 153 years old, with our roots from Paris. We are the market leader in the luxury segment, and we do what you really see here, because this is PCA, is that you really see what we call our art of fire, but we also make fine writing instruments. You can see we have fine leather pieces as well. We have cufflinks, so we cover this gambit really of products within our portfolio, but we're here today really to talk about what's new, what's exciting in the world of art of fire.
As far as I've been in the industry, you've been here pretty much every year.
Yes.
You've had your craftsmen actually working
you
on
remember
stuff.
that? Yeah.
You had the pens that they were doing.
Yeah.
All the little intricacies of the lighters.
Yeah.
Fascinating
And I think
stuff.
things like that are really the DNA of the brand.
Sure.
Right? And what's really interesting is you can see we have a lot of customers in here. It's not that everything is expected when they see our product, but they kind of is. They know about the heritage, they know about the quality, they know about the story, they know about the ping on the lighter. You don't want to ever take anything for granted, but the expectation level of our retailers, because of their customers, is so high that we always have to meet those expectations. And yes, this is
classic stuff like the Line 2, the Line 1. The ping is synonymous with DuPont. And also the collaborations you've done over the years with so many different companies, countries. You do a lot, not the U.S. side, but the Cuba connection there with all the DuPont stuff there. Let's talk about what's new this year and what we're showing at the booth.
I think that's important, because you got to understand that we are a global brand.
For sure.
And obviously the Habanos collection is very important to ST Dupont globally. But we have something today, and I know you're coming, at 4 o'clock with Carlito, Cynthia, Carlos, their team here. We're going to be unveiling a very, very special Fuente Opus X collection, and that's at 4 o'clock today.
So I remember the original one, if it was the original one. It was about 20 years ago. They had a desktop lighter. It was in white enamel. There was a...
So you're showing my age here. So in 2002, and that's all part of my speech.
Right.
I was lucky enough, fortunate enough, or in honor enough to work with Carlito on 3 succession of years.
Right.
The first one was a red and gold collection.
I remember that, yeah.
The second one was a black and palladium collection. And the third one that you're talking about was an all white lacquer, and it had the collector set. It had writing instruments. It had the table lighter. It had the Line 2 lighter. It had the cutter. Had the humidor. It had the ashtray, and that was
collector stuff. People still coveted those things.
And you know something? That's why this is a lot of fun. But you should know that 20 years later is we're really coming out with a big one here too. So yes, for collaborations, but also talking about collaborations. And I'm sure you remember the James Bond collection.
Oh man, that was one of my favorites.
That was all with the gun. That was awesome. But
the bullet in the later.
But I think we should switch seats. And I think you should sit here and telling me everything that I know, because I'm very impressed, But I'm really getting on, let's call it partnering ship collaborations. So you remember Bond. We did Le Mans. We've done Game of Thrones. And we've got a really cool one here now with Warner Brothers. It's Superman. And I think the whole Superman, you will see all this, so don't worry with technology.
Right.
So the Superman lighter, they're all my, if I were to say,
the timing of the Superman with the movie coming out in July. I mean, and from what I understand,
seats.
I'm sorry. Go
No,
ahead.
hell no.
I love this brand. That's why.
Yeah, I know. I could,
comes out.
and here's what's really a lot of. I think it's rewarding, honor, is that everybody understands the brand and loves the brand, and that's so. It really means the world. So yes, we have Superman. Talk about a collaboration. We have Fender. Right, and Fender's offered in a variety of different products. We have our jet flame lighters, our Slimmy and our Biggie, and a cutter and a pen. And then we step it up to our line 2, which has the lacquering. You remember the gold dust finishes?
Yes.
Of course you do. We have the gold dust finishes as well, an ashtray, and that's also very cool. We have a Havana collection,
Right.
which is a picture of when you think of Havana, I think you think of two things. You think of the cigar fields, and you think of the automobiles. So
And the Capitolio.
Yes, and that is all. This is the best interview, and this is all on display as well. And then one other thing that's really fun is last year we introduced what's called the Monogram Collection, and the Monogram Collection had Biggie, Slimmy, cutter, ashtray, cigar case, line 2, and at the show we're introducing the Monogram Legrand, and that is the lighter that it pings, and then you click the roller to get a nice double soft flame, and then you push up on the roller.
Yeah, that's a cool feature.
And you have a jet flame.
I personally don't own any of those, but I've seen people in lounges, and I'm like, I like that. I got to get one of those. Yeah.
And I think too, the key to the brand too is, you just said you see people in lounges. People in lounges love pulling out a DuPont product and showing what they have.
I don't. You know why?
Because someone will take it.
Yeah, I lose anything. People that know me know I lose my head if it wasn't attached to me. But I tell people an interesting story, and I try to bring it to the audience. I have this one DFI lighter, the original single flame.
Yeah.
And the DFI product, for people that don't know, is about the altitude, and it's just a cool looking maxi jet with the sides. That lighter, I've owned that lighter for when it first came out. What has it been? 10 years.
At least, I would say 10's a pretty good guesstimate. Yeah.
Guesstimate. I have not lost that lighter. I take it with me everywhere. I've lost it about 15 times, and I'm not kidding you, and it always comes back to me. I'm like, oh, I left it at that lounge. I'll go back. And I'm like, man, if anybody knew how much this thing cost, I never would have gotten it back. But I've gotten it back time after time, and I still to this day own that lighter. And then I bought the double flame that came out a couple years ago.
The Defi Double Extreme.
Right.
Yeah.
So I love it, but you're right. A lot of people love pulling out their DuPont. The price range, for people don't know, starts at around $200 on the basic.
So I would say that we're around $350 for the entry-level jet flames. You're going to see a piece.
I'm showing my age. I remember back in the day there was something
when they were extends on maxi jets.
Yeah.
You have a buy and you pass the second round.
Okay.
But we have product in this booth that will range up to $23,000. Actually, I take that back. We have the roulette Ho Creation over there, the casino, which is $60,000. But the core beef of the line really is from $350 to $1,900. And obviously you have lacquer finishes, you have palladium, you have gold, you have engraved lines, goldsmith working. So as the finish is added, and don't forget, even so, like a line 2 lighter that's just engraved lines still has all brass. And that same lighter with Chinese lacquer still has all brass. So it's all the meat and the guts, the meat and potatoes are there. It's really putting the finishing touches on it too. So yes, I think, and I'm looking around, I think we really covered what's new, kind of the history of the brand,
the Japanese stuff. With the forgot what the word is, where it's Like Broken is also beautiful in one of your lines. It's like
unbelievable. So if you look at the Fender collection,
right.
The Fender collection has this antique art from Asia,
Right.
And Fender, like Stratocaster guitars, real Fenderites. I don't know.
Fender enthusiasts.
That art decoration
Right.
is hand applied to. And note the lines, note the gold dust. So yes, but this gets back to what I said about if you know the brand, you expect that, and you see all that, and it all really ties into place, which is a nice thing. So
this year we got the Warner Brothers Superman.
Yep.
The Fender.
Yep. I'm going to Havana.
Yeah, the Havana. Of course, the Fuente.
Yep.
The Fuente. The last one you did was 2000. What was
it? My last one was that white that you have.
Right.
And I'm guessing it was 05.
Yeah.
And here's the fun thing too, is that on December 18th of this year, all the retailers will be getting that product because on December 18th in 1995, all retailers received their first shipment of Fuente Opus X. So it's a big 30th anniversary celebration. The timing is perfect. And to me personally, with my relationship with Cynthia, with Carlito, with Liana, with Carlos, rest in peace, Senior.
Yeah.
This one is far more than just product. This one is the man says it's not about the cigars, it's about family. And this one's going to be a good one.
It's a good connection. You've done some with the Padrones in the past,
Yes.
and some other
Yes, we did a
collaborations.
great collection last year with George and his family.
Right.
And that consisted of an ashtray, a Big E, a Line 2, a Legrand, a cutter. And we did a whole creation piece for George, which was all out of brass, which was unbelievable. And then we did a one-of-one piece for George of his dad that only George has. And we put it on display.
Yeah.
You have no idea how many people came up to me and wanted to buy that lighter.
Yeah.
And
Well, anybody that's known Orlando, Jose,
that's exactly right.
And
Here's the thing: when you present someone like George Padron that piece, the emotion pours out.
Sure.
It's not about the lighter. It's not about the whatever, and it is. But when you watch somebody and their emotions of seeing that, again, that's what means the world to me. And by the way, it also is so important as an heirloom where people hand down their Legrand lighters from father to son. So there's far much more to this brand, and let's call it the DNA, than just that lighter pings and I love that ping, or you know what I mean. It's it speaks volumes to everybody in Paris and everybody in Faverges and the factory, that they take so much pride by hand into production.
Very good. Les, thank you for
Awesome.
your time.
That's
Appreciate talking
ready
to you.
for this?
Yeah.
If you ever want to switch and you want to handle salespeople and all this stuff too, which I love.
Well,
you're
ultimately I'm
a
a sales
student
guy
of the game.
Yes. I'm passionate about the game. I've been in it for a few years and hope to do it for a few more.
I want to see you at 4:00 back in my booth.
We'll do.
All right,
Les.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you for your time.
Totally enjoyed this.